All right. First episode of 2026. Diego, good to see you back, buddy. How have you been? I know it's been a while. We've been taking out for
Yeah.
breaks, holidays. I've been moving. This is my new place, as you can see. So lot of stuff to deal with. So we've had to take a break from the podcast, but we're back and
Yeah,
we're ready to get rolling. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a right before we went on the break, I got a cyst removed from my back, so I just was able to shoot some hoops right here. I've been absolutely itching. Anyone around me has probably been like, "What is wrong with this guy?" I've really been walking around the office like just, just it. I've been itching, man. So getting those shots up today was like amazing. So that was awesome. And yeah, just getting into the swing of the new year, trying to lock in. I'm excited. My goal this year is to dunk. So I'm excited to start working on that.
Dude, you gotta send me the progress videos. I'd
Yeah.
love to see how close you get. Like I
Right.
think you could do it personally. You're explosive enough and twitchy where you can do it.
Yeah. Right now, going off my right foot, left hand, I can grab the rim. So I'm like, and supposedly from grabbing the rim, you need 6 more inches. And so I just need to work on do some jumping exercise. And once I can get back, supposedly it's 6 weeks recovery for this. Basically, they like cut into me, took the cyst out, and then stitched me up. They took the stitches out a week from last Friday, and the doctor's like, "This looks great, but you probably need like 4 more weeks." I'm like, "What the heck do you mean?" So I haven't been playing actual basketball, but I've just been trying to get a sweat in, man. I've needed it, so
Mm.
it's kind of me right now. But yeah, good looks for you. New crib, living on your own once again.
Yep.
It's nice.
About to go broke again and then boot back. Just kidding. But no. Yeah, I mean I'm trying to get into a routine now. So checked out this new spot and there's a YMCA maybe 15 minutes away from my place. And they have
Nice.
runs early in the morning right before work. So it works out perfectly. So today was the first time
Nice.
I went. Realized they actually meet at 6 and not 5 a.m. So I got an extra 40 minutes to work on my shot and stuff like that. And I haven't really worked on my shot in that detail before
Yeah,
because
man.
when I was just staying with my parents, I would just
No time.
go right to hooping locally, like in our
Yep.
hometown. And over there, they just start right at 5. Like maybe people shoot around for 10, 15 minutes, but
Hmm.
you're just going right through it. And I hadn't really got a chance to just do shooting workouts and stuff by myself and like trying to fine tune things. So really focusing on getting my elbow under the ball and
Yep.
trying to load my wrist.
Yeah.
I don't preload my wrist as much.
Really.
For me, it's kind of just more like a feel thing. But once
Hmm.
I started focusing on those two things, I had a lot more cleaner shot, and I was like,
Yeah.
I like my pull up game, pick and rolls was clicking in games. My
Nice.
three-point
Nice.
shot was like felt a lot more natural. Like so, then now it's about to get in the reps. So I feel good where I'm at. Still work in progress. Like last night, I was just cooking until like 10:30. Actual
Yeah.
cooking, not cooking
Yeah.
dudes. I was cooking dudes in the morning, but I had
Yeah.
to cook actual food in the last night. But but I'm usually in bed by 10 p.m. So I was not happy with what I decided to make because the process it took to cook it. But I'm about to try it out after this, so we'll see how it goes.
Hope it ended up good.
Alrighty, enough of me rambling. Let's jump into some film study that we missed.
Yeah.
I've been quite honest, all focused on football. The Bears are having a great season.
True.
I'm just praying they win on Saturday because after that
Were they
Lions
playing?
loss,
Yeah.
Bears Packers Saturday night,
God,
part 3. You
bro.
know it's gonna be good, but we
That's
have to win.
insane.
Well, we have to win this. Like
In
to complete the full circle arc, you gotta commit the bit.
in Soldier
So
Field.
in Soldier, yeah,
Okay, that's more likely
might be
then.
the last
Still,
time, and then next year they're in Gary, Indiana. So
wait. Actually, there is that actually locked
no,
in?
no, 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 that's a
Okay, I
joke.
was like, there's no way they locked that
I don't
in.
think it's. There's no way it's gonna happen. There's
To Gary is insane.
Chicago will riot if
Yeah,
the Bears move to Gary because
that
they loved the Bears making the Super Bowl in 2007 more
right.
than Michael Jordan going to NBA championships back to back to back, which is
Yeah,
crazy to me because they're a football town. They haven't won the Super Bowl since 1985, but they
true.
love their Bears, and I'm seeing so many of my friends just suddenly become
Yeah.
Bears fans now because they're doing great. And you'll love to see it because it just shows like through all the struggle and stuff, they're finally on the winning ways of things. But
Yeah.
enough about football. We'll talk later with Coruscant about that. But for now, I'm going to dive into some film study, starting with something really cool. I just saw this on my Twitter feed and I was like, okay, this is really interesting. I've never seen somebody actually attempt to spam the same play over and over again,
Oh
but
yeah.
that's what Nick Nurse did and was
Yeah.
working well. So we'll kind of detail what that was. Maxi going on the left wing. Joel sets a
Hmm.
pick and roll. Worried about Joel rolling or Maxi like penetrating the paint. So you look at kind of this mixed zone defense. So it's really man on man. It's just Anunoby is like worried about Embiid, right?
Yeah.
So you look at Paul George. I think this is. Um, if the
Yeah. In the
ball doesn't
corner.
go to him, but he's going to be a key focal point in the next iteration when they run this play again. So got a good look to Embiid. Run this again. Slight variation. You see 25, start out in the corner. Now sets an off ball screen. And now you swing, edge comb to George, wide open lane.
Bang.
And it's just, I mean, the guts it takes to run the same play is just hilarious to me. But I think the bigger picture is like how they're taking Brunson and Towns and the rest of that
Yeah.
defense and complementary offense, just completely dissecting their scheme and the
Yep.
talent of the players. And that's the thing that stands out to me watching this.
Yeah. I mean, the Knicks are not in a good spot right now. I think they've lost 4 straight, especially last night getting smacked around. Got the belt from the Pistons. Loved watching that. Big head, aka Jalen Brunson, got blocked a few times. But anyway, that's the big issue with the Knicks, man. And this is why last year I was so mad about the cat trade. Like, no matter what you do, no matter how good of defenders you have, say OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges, you can't. You still have 2 liabilities, and that's what they're exposing here in the weak side corner with Cat getting screened. He can't slither around a screen, and in the second one, he knows it's coming. OG tells him, and he still gets screened. I think right there they're indicating that that's what happens. So I feel like it'd be frustrating if you're Mike Brown or a Knicks fan. But yeah, I mean Maxi looking good. This trio, this quartet, even with VJ Edgecombe, is just looking really really nice. I know we have some more VJ Edgecombe clips later, but this is interesting from the Sixers, and they're what are they? Are they really good? They were top of the East for a second there, but they're just kind of around. I'm interested to see what they do.
They're not playing tonight, but
Yeah,
just looking at the standings right now, they are fifth. I actually think that's where they're going to be at the end of the season
is
because
uh is Orlando 4?
Orlando's six. They're 20 and 16. 76ers are 19 and 15. So I think by win percentage wise,
Yeah,
they're better, even though
yeah,
they have
no,
one less win. Very interesting there.
yeah.
But like Pistons, Celtics being at 2 seed is just insane. We'll talk
After
about
last
that.
night, yeah,
Yeah.
Knicks at 3.
And the Knicks, like you kind of expected Pistons and Knicks to be
Yeah.
improved. Top of the conference. Raptors, big surprise. But like if
Mm.
the Sixers are fourth and fifth and sixth with
Yeah.
like the talent they have and how they're playing well together, that's kind of where I expect them at this point in the season. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's not too bad, and who knows what happens with Embiid and Paul George. I feel like being competitive is better than last year when they were very just it was kind of tough to watch them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they had to hit the reset button. They had to
Yeah.
continue to say, like, hey, we can't rely on these veteran players
Yeah.
and hedge their bets. And so far they have everybody. And that's good. Now, what
Yeah.
are they gonna do like when it hits April, March, May, and you're gonna really count on these guys to be physical and play physical games every other day. Like
Mhm.
it remains to be seen. But I think so far Nick Nurse is finding what's working, and he's not afraid to run the same plays over and over again. And these guys are playing well off each other and reading each other's cues. So
Yep.
credit 76ers here. And again, we'll talk about VJ Edgecombe to the end of this segment here.
Yep.
First, we got
Oh
to talk
yeah.
about Jaylen Brown and those 23 and 12 Boston
Jeez.
Celtics. What a
Yeah, man.
stat line against the Clippers. Let's see how he did
Yep.
it. Goes to the wing. James Harden, easy money pull up. Nothing
Oof.
but net over there. Another
Midi
step back.
menace.
No
I love that one.
hesitation off the catch.
Yeah.
No hesitation three. This is the Jaylen Brown like you love to see. Like you don't love to see the so many dribbles, but like even when he's getting to the paint, like it's just 3, 4 dribbles and then done. Like
Hmm.
he's completely transformed his game. No hesitation pull up. He's just he's just reacting. He's not trying to look for a certain shot and take like 10 dribbles to get there. He's just reacting. He's playing with speed, pace,
Yep.
and kind of dictating how the defense reacts by doing that. And this is a development.
Yeah.
I know he's had a Finals MVP, and I know he's been a NBA champion,
Yep.
but this is a matured Jaylen Brown professionally. So love to see it,
No,
and
definitely.
that's
And I
just crazy.
think I think the biggest thing is just like think about where the conversation on Jaylen Brown was in the summer of 2023 after getting bounced by the Heat. Everyone's saying he has no left hand, like he's not that good. Why is he like they should trade him away? And this kind of growth is insane. It's really awesome. And yeah, this is like I wish this was how he played in those finals to get that finals MVP because that would be a lot more satisfying to me. But no, he's balling out now. I think I heard on a podcast he's shooting 52% in the mid range, which is like Kevin Durant esque. That's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
that's
And you know
automatic.
me,
That's
I
automatic.
I love me my middies, man. I love watching a midi menace at work, bro.
We
It's
know.
perfect.
We know.
So nice.
Yeah, that misdirection, dribble, step back, or pull shot every time. It annoys me.
Yeah. No, I would play with the guys on my rec league team. After a while, they just kept they were just telling me, "Deal, you just keep stepping back, pump faking, and then you do something out of there." And it's not even in the paint. I would just be there like at the elbow, and I was like, "Wait, maybe I should do something else." And then I kept doing
No,
it.
man, bring it
I was just
back. Bring it back. I know I'm clowning you right now, but you gotta,
no,
you
I
gotta, you gotta
gotta
bring back the mid range, man.
no, I love it. I love it. Anytime I hit one in a game, I'm just like, "Come on!" Like I'm instantly more hype than making any other shot. But anyway, yes, Trey Johnson, another shooter.
That's me hitting 30 footers. One guy I
Yeah,
love. This is like a my guy from the draft. Look at where he's launching this thing, man.
yeah,
To me, that's what gets me going. Hitting shots from that distance.
it's
I
crazy.
do that every day, all day, But
Just easy,
it's
bro.
crazy. Like he's not even hitting the rim on these shots. It's like
Hmm.
very like there's some plays here. Like see now he's playing off the ball, he's cutting, he's reading offensive players
Yep.
to get into a shot. He's not just dribbling it up and pulling it up. Like it's not what he's doing.
I think the big thing here is it just obviously Steph Curry created space by being a great shooter and creating space for his teammates. But when you can shoot 30 plus feet away from the rim, you create even more space because now, I mean, obviously they don't guard Trey Johnson that closely from there because he's still a rookie, but like pulling the defense out even more. And right now, like this shot right here, boom, no one's within 10 feet of him. He's just like, I can make that shot. Uh, that's really the skill of the game. How much it's increased. Create like imagine seeing someone shoot that shot 15 years ago. Instant bench. Instant nope, that was terrible shot. And I just love seeing how I think is it on this one? Nah, on some of them he gets his right leg up, he moves it forward. That kind of helps with the power. It's awesome to see. So yeah, a really good player here. He's a great scorer.
I'm looking to see what he does on this one.
Yeah, I think is it this one? Yoom. Yeah, you see how
Yeah,
his
yeah.
he spreads his legs there?
hmm
Helps.
Well, I think as somebody who takes shots that are deeper than what I should probably take, but I don't care. Um, I'm not saying I am Trey Johnson. I'm just saying I like taking shots there. For me, I find them comfortable. It's
Yeah.
not really necessarily about the power from that distance.
No.
And maybe it's just professional players working out where they have like great leg strength where they don't need to rely on power. It's more so the focus.
Mhm.
the focus is really hard to shoot from there. And you're probably like, Josh, this is obvious. Why would you say that? The reason why is because a lot of people think you need to squat as low as you can
Yeah.
to get the ball as far as you need to. Like the horizontal distance from the ball to the hoop is not the problem for these professional athletes. It's kind of just how much of rotation and how much of focus you have to like what's your aim point and where's your launch angle from.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I shoot threes, my elbow is below my eye. And
Hmm.
some trainers tell you you want to have your elbow by your eye whenever you shoot the basketball because it helps
Yeah.
line up like that 45-degree angle that's optimal to shoot.
Hmm.
And I don't know where Trey Johnson's angle is at. I have to look at like this shot and see where it's at. But like, let's see here.
It's a
Yeah,
bit lower.
his is by his chin on
Yeah.
that shot. And when you see something like that, it's more like he's shooting from a relaxed position. So he's not really straining with to get that power.
Hmm.
As long as you get a quarter bend in your legs, that's really all you need. It's the
Yeah.
focus in like an environment like this where you have 65,000 people reacting in real time to you shooting. Then you might have a closeout from a defender, or you cutting off an action and like thinking about like, oh, I'm moving horizontal, then I got to think about vertical, but not pushing the ball, you know? So it's a lot of those things is what makes the shot harder than necessarily the horizontal distance between where you are in the basket. Does that kind of make sense?
No, it does. And like you said, focus. So once you get farther away from the rim, any deviation, maybe when we're at the free throw line, half an inch off isn't that bad. You still make the shot. Half an inch off at 30 feet, you might airball that. So it's again focus and making sure you can get. It's not like you said, it's not getting the power, but it's using the energy that your body can create and giving all of it to the ball. I think that's the most difficult part.
Like everything
And
else stays the same. Like your balance, like how you're balanced when you're shooting. Like look at
Mhm.
him. He's still balanced. Like he's still
Yeah,
shooting it as if it's like he's on the line or in a 2 point. Still nothing changes from that aspect of it.
yeah,
It's really just the quarter bend, amount of rotation, and then the focus, the eye discipline and focus.
yeah,
Like that's so again, not everybody has that's an ability that has some physical and a lot of mental to it. And
yeah.
I'm telling you, the Washington Wizards just needed talent around him.
Oh yeah.
And there we might be mentioning them later on in the
I'd say
episode. I'll say
they
that.
have the talent. I think they just need higher to develop that talent and maybe get another guy. But they're looking great. So yeah,
There
looking
might be
spicy.
one guy that can help
Spicy.
unlock them from the offensive end. Maybe not necessarily the defense, but
Oh,
I
now
can
I
think of one
understand.
guy. But all
Gosh.
right, let's move on here. All right, VJ Edgecombe, another Sixers.
Yep.
I don't usually like to do same team uploads. I don't know why. It's just a annoying thing of mine. But um, we got to spend some more love for him. Like,
Yeah.
geez, Diego, that could be you at the
I
end of
hope
this
so.
year,
That'd be crazy, man. That would be actually
putting people in
insane.
the spin cycle.
Yeet.
I don't know how he gets this much of separation. Like that was a filthy move. But like the
Yeah.
thing that stands out to me is like when he explodes, like he just he leaves people in the dust.
Yeah.
Like, but
Fidgety.
he still has like
Oh.
he's doing it like near the free throw line where people still have time to react and help, but he's still like finishing. That's the
Hmm.
remarkable thing about VJ Escombe. Like he's playing extremely fast and very reactive as well.
Hmm.
Like he's not even thinking about the help defense sometimes. Like it's really I don't know how he makes it worse. I'm just amazed right here. There's really no adjectives to describe what he's doing. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, just lots of love for him.
I think the big thing, a few things that I wanted to point out is one, he's just an athletic demon. Like he's so quick and fast, but also he has that IQ that I don't know if all the scouts saw in the combine, but just the way he's able to play patiently and make these moves like that Pinoy step the pass fake, cutting inside, and especially just points to the fact that like prospects now are so much higher IQ than ever before. Like it's always tough to be like a 19-year-old in the NBA, but I mean VJ Edgecombe makes it seem like it's not that bad, and I feel like it's always been a struggle for rookies, especially rookie guards. So this is really nice. But then again, he's 19, almost peak of his like athletic powers without having to do much. Like when you were a teenager and you just play 3 hours of basketball and just go along with your day. You were just chilling.
Yep,
And
every
now,
summer.
yeah, and now I play basketball. I have to stretch. If I don't stretch, man, my left knee is gonna be like super stiff. I'm like, bro. So I'd be stretching. So he's at the prime, the athletic like regenerative prime.
I think the thing that stands out to me is like he knows the balance between when to just go downhill as fast as he can and
Yeah.
when to have that like hang,
Hmm.
like sidestep dribble thing he does,
Yeah.
like to get this horizontal separation. Like he's mastered that ability at such a young age, clearly in his rookie season, and that's the thing that stands out.
Yeah.
Um, like when he's probing into the free throw line or below. So like I'm really impressed by that more than anything.
Oh yeah. He's a great talent. I think was he drafted fourth? Him and I think him, Cooper Flag, and Khan are really the big three rookie of the year candidates right now, and he's making it competitive because he's just so good on this team. And I know he's kind of been struggling with his 3-point shot a
Third.
little bit, but oh, he's drafted third. Who was drafted
Yep.
fourth? Anywho, yeah, really interesting. Oh wait, Trey Johnson might have been drafted fourth, or Ace Bailey. Anywho, great player here. Excited to see what he does, especially with Maxey and McCain making up a nice backcourt tandem.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about with the Sixers. They've done a really good job just like not hedging their bets on Embiid and
Yeah,
Paul George working out and like just making contingency plans. And
they
it's
learned their lesson.
clearly what's up?
They learned their lesson from last year. They were
Yeah.
depending on PG and Embiid, and they're like, "Yeah, let's not do that. That's not the move."
Understandable, but like I think when you're managing a sports team, you can't be reliant on the superstars. You just can't.
No.
Like you got to be prepared for every scenario happen, and I just don't think they were, but now they are.
Yep.
Man, taking on his own player. Okay, it's crazy. All right, we got to go to a role player who's been completely ridiculous from the start of the
Yo,
season too. But
white
like
boy.
against the Grizzlies, like your guy Laravia, let's check him out.
I
Spaces
just,
the floor well, gets
yeah,
right into his move. I think a lot of these highlights, you're not seeing any hesitation from the players spotlighted here.
that's what it's all about, man. Just doing it.
Like he has the ball for half a second and he's making a decision. Like that's a JJ Redick player if I've ever seen one. Like if
Yeah,
you watch Redick, like he was notorious for like making a decision within half a second whether to shoot, pass, or dribble. Get
my
right to
goat.
his move.
What a pass. Anywho, yeah. One thing I love about Laravia is he's just one of those like quintessential 3 and D wings that can do a little bit of everything. He can shoot, obviously 3 and D, play a reasonable amount of defense, and then he can handle the ball a bit, get a rebound if need be, and just create something.
Like that jam.
Yeah, that standing dunk by
Like he
41 year
probably
old
could have
Luka.
shot that, but like
Yeah.
he's also very aggressive. Like
Hmm.
he's not afraid to be put in like multiple situations. Great
Yeah.
reaction.
Filet. Was that a goaltend? But
You
yeah,
can't
I
end
mean,
the highlight on that, man. That's
yeah, that
crazy.
was that was too ambiguous. What even happened
Come
there? I don't
on,
know.
come on.
But
Okay, that they did my dog dirty there, but
yeah,
that'll be all for the film study, guys. Just making our way back. So, yeah, during our time off, the Thunder started at 24-1.
yeah,
Since then they've been what 6-5,
six and
six
six
and
after
six.
last night.
Yeah, over the last 12 games. And I wanted to ask you, Diego, are you seeing a growing trend? What is going on with this team?
I think a bit. Well, first it all started. It all started with an alien from France named Victor Wembanyama, and I still can't believe I watched that. I don't know if we talked about it, but I watched that NBA Cup or semifinal, OKC versus the Spurs. I watched the end of it, and I was like, "Whoa, they're gonna beat them! This is amazing!" And then they did it twice again, and I watched that b-ball breakdown video about it, and it's very interesting how the the Thunder basically kid or what's it called? I guess they just smacked around anyone by really playing up on them, playing up on people, and like all, some NBA watchers say they're fouling everyone, but maybe they're just playing very aggressive defense. And the one team that beats them is the team who the whole season has had the question: why do they have three really good guards? They don't need three really good guards, but that's why. And additionally, none of their guards are small. I think their smallest guard is maybe Stephon Castle at 6'5", or even De'Aaron Fox at 6'4". No one is smaller than that on this team, and that's huge to be able to play against the size and physicality of the Thunder. And a big thing for the Thunder after that is, man, they have not been able to hit threes. I've checked the past few games, and they haven't shot over 30% from three for sure in the last two, losing to the Suns on a game winner from Devin Booker and getting smacked, getting belted by the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets. Everyone, like, that is insane. So
Mhm.
also they're getting mauled uh, in rebounding in general because they don't have Hartenstein right now. Jalen Williams, the big Jalen Williams, is also out. So offensively, it's been a struggle. They haven't been able to rebound as they like. It's just been a struggle for them, and this is bound to happen to any great team. You're gonna stop making your shots. There's no guarantee that every shot you're gonna hit every game you're gonna shoot a good percentage, and that's what they're going through right now. So I think that's the biggest thing, and the Spurs really, and maybe the Timberwolves before them beat the Thunder, but they really showed those two teams that these guys bleed. God bleeds, and it's real regular blood, and it's not anything. They're not invincible. So yeah,
You mean they're not going to win NBA Finals for the next 10 to 20 years?
yeah, 10 to 20 years, I don't know, but they were looking so good, and it's just it feels so like lightning in a bottle that we're like, whoa, they're so great, and now we're like, they're kind of mid, are they? I don't know.
You did not plan to say that about
I
the
don't.
Thunder, man. Come on.
I'm not saying they're truly mid, but like now we're all just like, what was that?
Oh, no. I
Were
was
they
talking about the
playing?
lightning in the bottle comment. Very clever.
Oh, I
Very
didn't think of
clever.
that then. You know, I'm kidding. I did think about
I
it.
maybe that's the title of the episode. Lightning in the bottle. Leaving it at
Yeah.
that.
Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Okay.
Maybe an
All right.
exclamation point in there.
I mean, like, if you have to go to the gospel of truth, Dylan Brooks, the way to beat them is make the supporting cast beat you,
Yeah.
like Lou Dort and the Carusos, like
Yes.
other players on their team. Make them beat you, not Shea, Jalen Williams, and Chet. And
For
that's
sure.
kind of the prevailing strategy. One thing, because I was watching some film analysis on the Thunder versus the Spurs.
Okay.
Yes, the Spurs are undersized. Think of basketball, but
Yeah.
yes, the Spurs are undersized. But I
Mhm.
think what they've exposed in Oklahoma City is something we should have seen like in youth and high school basketball coaches. Like, remember back to when your coach was like, "Oh, if the guy's pressing you or he's playing you full court, this is what we do." What do you do, Diego? If somebody's like, if I'm right up in your grill because I'm always locking you up, what do you do? If I'm doing that 94 feet, how do you respond? What would you do
Mm.
as an offense? What are you instructed to do?
Well, my first thought when you said, "What do you do when people press up on you?" is fake a pass. But now you're saying 94 feet. I'm not sure. But I think just make. Mm, this is a tough one. You could tell that I get very stressed out when I get double teamed or aggressively defended. But anywho, um, I guess just kind of step back, make space to then have them come at you, and then you have space to react. I think is the biggest thing. But especially like in a trapping defense, if you fake or in a zone when you fake a pass, everyone moves, and then you open up things.
I'm
That's
just
kind of
talking
what
about
happens.
one on one. If you
Yeah.
have a defender who's at the peak of their confidence and it's like, I'm gonna lock you up, I'm gonna get
Mhm.
right up in your grill, and there's nothing you could do about it. Like, and if you beat me, I'll just strip the ball out and beat you to the spot. Because that's
Mhm.
what Oklahoma City does.
Yeah.
And the way to beat that style of physical up in your grill defense is being the aggressors first.
Mm,
And that could be shown in a number of different ways. Pushing the ball, being a playmaker and passing, but like that's secondary to just attacking downhill and getting to your spots
mm-hmm.
and being relentless and aggressive about it.
Yeah.
And that's what all the San Antonio Spurs guards can do. Stephon Gassel, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox. They specialize in probing into the defense with speed and violent energy
Mm-hmm.
and on a relentless basis. And that is what really did them in. Yes,
Yeah.
Wemby is crazy. And the Thunder were trying to shoot around him and they have the Spurs play these crazy zones where even if Wemby
Yeah.
can tell he's being switched out in an optimal spot, he'll switch with
Oh,
a different defender so he can be in the vicinity of a paint protecting mode,
yep.
right? Yes, Wemby's the problem. The alien's the problem. But the way San Antonio plays complementary about them is also something to note too. And that's one point from like how the Thunder play defense that they're going to have to find a counterpunch to and figure out like how do we still be as productive as we were last season from the defensive end. And
Mm-hmm.
speaking of which, their points per game allowed is still like otherworldly. Like I
Yeah.
think the next best team is Detroit Pistons at 110, and they're like at what 104, 106 or something like that. So Thunder are still like ridiculous, but when you're dealing with the playoff teams and teams at the level of like where we think San Antonio is going to be at the end of the season, like people are going to film watch and see that part of it.
Yeah.
And the other part about it is like Brooks has a point as much as people hate him. Like Dort, who was shooting 41.2% from from deep last year, he's
Yeah. He
shooting
was cooking.
33.8. Not bad, not bad. But
But
when you're shooting
worse.
3 of 9, when defenses are trying to funnel shots to you because they don't want SGA or Williams to get those shots,
Mm-hmm.
that's not good enough, man. That is not good enough. Like if you want to extend the value you bring to the team, you can't be doing that. So those are the two things that stand out to me.
Yep. No, I agree, and I think this is just an issue with teams that are of this defensive leaning mold. So one team like this, if you go back a few years, is the 2021 Milwaukee Bucks, and I feel like I bring them up a lot, but I really enjoyed watching this team win the championship, but I didn't enjoy actually watching them play sometimes because man, the offense was absolutely disgusting. It was really hard to watch sometimes because it felt like they couldn't score, and that's the problem that the Thunder are having right now. They play great defense and they're still playing well. They're forcing turnovers, but they cannot score. And this is their time. This is a good time for it to happen because you don't have um you're not in the crucible in the playoffs right now where any mistake is killer. You still have time to adjust and figure something out. And Jalen Williams still is kind of fresh on this season, especially I think this coincides with him coming back this rough stretch as well for the whole team. So yeah, it's just very interesting, and I like the fact people are forcing Caruso and Dort to do things because yeah, if you're so good on one, I feel like with every player, not every player can be perfectly two-way like a Kawhi Leonard, a Michael Jordan, uh, Jaylen Brown now a little bit, but so you have to take advantage of that. With such a good defensive team, you have when Shea's on the bench, Jalen Williams on the bench, Chet Holmgren's on the bench. Who's really going to run that offense? And focusing the shots onto Caruso and Dort is a great idea.
Exactly. And I think the other thing is just like whenever you win a championship,
Yeah.
every single other team that's their NBA finals. They're
Yep.
setting the benchmark as you for that next season. And the ferocity they come in with on a night to night basis is different than probably you guys are coming in playing 82 games because it's hard to play that like as
Yeah.
hard and hustle intent as Oklahoma City did last season for full 82 games. It's not sustainable. So
Mhm.
when you have external motivation from other teams coming in, and then some of the details, like people are really on their P's and Q's because they're like, okay, this is the defending champs. We cannot mess these three things up, and they're a lot more detail oriented against you.
Yep.
All those things add up. Where on the margin, some of those stats that the Thunder would like
Yeah.
signaturely win behind those, they're not winning them now. Like the turnovers are the biggest thing. Like you don't want to turn over the ball against the Oklahoma City Thunder. When people are keying in on that, like that's it's more likely than not they're not going to commit that. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, that's all I got to say. I don't think it's a debt now. Again, they have 6 losses
No.
overall,
Yeah.
right? They're it's again middle of the season. They got more than enough time. If they're firing on all cylinders in April and May, we're not talking about what's happening in Jan. So
Yep. Yeah. The only thing that's dead is probably their chances to beat the Warriors record. They can only
man,
lose.
who cares about that, man?
Yeah. At this
Just
point,
just win the next 5 NBA finals. Doesn't matter.
this is true. Yeah. Excellence is hard to sustain. It's a good n- note to end it on.
Yeah. What is hard to sustain is having Trae Young on the Atlanta Hawks,
Yeah.
because they're looking for trade partners right now. Just like
Hmm.
our last episode in our discussion of Giannis, we're going to talk about ideal landing spots. I had highlighted Trey Johnson and his
Yep.
outrageous shooting ability. Could you imagine him and the young stars on the Washington Wizards with a Trey Young who needs a leading guard?
Yeah.
Because to me, CJ McCollum's not it. And like, I would much rather have Trey Young leading as a point guard
Hmm.
than probably a CJ McCollum or whoever is thrusting that role right now.
Yeah.
So that's right at the gate. I'm just throwing that landing spot. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. Um,
Hmm.
Washington has the assets they could give for the financial flexibility that
Oh
Atlanta
yeah.
is looking for. So to me, that makes the most sense. And it's not like Washington's a great defensive team anyway. So like Trae Young is not gonna help them in that department, but he's gonna elevate their offense significantly where they can lean into a play style while they figure out how do we actually upgrade our defense. So
Yeah. I don't know if I fully agree. Well, I don't know. I'm very ever since Trey Young was in college at Oklahoma, I haven't really liked him because as a kid I was more of a Texas fan because my dad went there, so I didn't really like Oklahoma. And just the way he plays is very difficult to for me to endorse at all. But for a team that's not trying to be super competitive, as in like win a bunch of games, it maybe isn't the worst thing in the world to have Trey Young, especially because one thing I heard on I think it was the Game Theory podcast, Sam Massini, is um, when you're trying to rebuild a team, you don't want your young players to have to do everything to score to create because they don't know how to. When they're thrust into that position, that's maybe too much for them to learn. So if you have a guy who can score, like say a Trey Young in this case, or just handle the offense and have them be like a secondary creator and learn from that, that could be useful. So I could see how that'd be good, and especially for Alex Sarr having a true
yeah,
passer. I really like Alex Sarr. He's had his ups and downs. He had a reasonable first year, got better near the end, and this year he's doing pretty well. But I think he could be pretty good, even if he doesn't shoot that well. He could be a good five I think he needs to be a five, but he might be leaning towards four right now. But that's a good idea. I think I saw something with the Kings. That would just be so depressing, but makes sense if the Kings got him. I don't know. I don't know where else he could go because it's just I don't think anyone really wants Trae Young. And not only would they not want the player Trae Young, when you get Trae Young, you're going to have to decide, do we extend him? And the Hawks don't want to extend him. The Hawks he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals 5 years ago, and they don't want to extend him. So it's very interesting. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult situation, especially with these contract extensions for small guards. Small guards aren't that rare. You could find, like, if I was athletic enough, I could be a small guard, in the NBA if I was good enough. But there aren't a lot of 7 footers out there, so that's why it's so like the point guard market is so there's so many of them. Tyler Hero, Norman Powell, stuff like that. So yeah, and the Lakers, I know the Lakers were a place for him to go before, but obviously with Luca, that's not really feasible. So who knows where he's gonna go? I guess the Wizards is a good option though.
I mean, well, Wizards are 21st in assist rate, right? Trae
Oh,
Young instantly fixes that. And
he,
Alex
yeah,
Sarr, love that you mentioned him because what does he do well? He's a really good in the short roll, right? So
yeah,
that would be like just a lethal combination because you saw Trae Young with whether it's Okongwu or
hmm,
Clint Capella when he was still rocking and rolling with the Hawks,
yeah,
like that's what he's great at, and he's gonna bring the gravity to like help these young players like a Trey Johnson like really thrive. And are you telling me if the Atlanta Hawks, if you got C.J. McCollum, Corey Crisper, first round pick and 2 second round picks, or like what the hell, throw 2 first rounds,
yeah,
like you tell me you wouldn't do that for Trey Young because CJ's on an expiring contract.
yeah.
It's not going to be that bad at season's end. You'll have a lot more financial flexibility, and then you could decide what you want to do with Porzingis after that, right? And clear the books and like really try to get after like the Duke star that everybody's talking about, or like some of these
Yo,
other prospects coming out the class. Like they still have that flexibility to do that. So um, that's why the Wizards make sense to me. Another one that I don't like, I saw this on an article, Clippers. Like
uh,
Trae Young because they're struggling right now with James Harden leaves the floor. And
yeah.
it would involve, like, I think this trade scenario is John Collins, Bojan Bogdanovic, Kobe Brown, 2030 Clippers first round pick, all for Trae
Uh,
Young. I'm like, if I'm the Clippers, why would I do that?
this is
It
terrible
doesn't make
trade.
sense.
Um,
um,
well,
yeah,
so the only way I could see that working is you get the Harden CP3 combo from the Rockets, but it just doesn't make sense for the Clippers to mortgage any more of their future. Please, Clippers, don't do this because you have learned your lesson. Where now in this case you might give OKC a top like 10 lottery pick because of how bad you are this year. If I'm the Clippers, I shouldn't be making this trade, but you can make this trade. Everything was fine until I heard a draft pick going anywhere else. So
yeah.
that
Last thing the Clippers need to do is trade draft picks, any more draft picks. They've done enough.
yeah,
So,
even with Trae Young,
yeah.
how good are they going to be in 4 years? They're not going to be that good. There's no way they're going to be that good.
Would you want Trae Young on the Mavs?
No, I'm telling you, man. I just don't. I don't as a fan, and I feel like just as trying to be an objective observer, I wouldn't want him on the Mavs. So I don't know. If it was for AD, maybe, but still, it's so much money for a 6 foot guard that can't play any defense. So
Yeah, it's yeah. The thing, the hard part is like he's a really talented shooter
yeah,
and playmaker, right? But when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, like there's not a lot he does that helps the full unit. You know,
yep,
like whether
yeah,
that's defense or like really when he's off ball because he's just drifting around. Like he's one of those players that he has to be ball dominant if he has it, and
yep,
that's why I struggle to think of other teams besides the Wizards that would make sense here.
yep,
Maybe the Pacers because Tyrese is out.
yeah. It'd
Like,
just be for this year though. They're not gonna
but it
extend
doesn't fit their identity.
that as well. Yeah, he doesn't play
Like,
fast, super fast per
you
se.
think about the way Tyrese plays, that makes sense. But like, I like you're only getting the playmaking from Trae Young that would translate. It doesn't fit the Pacers'
Yeah,
full identity. But that would be the long shot option for me. Like if the Pacers are trying to be competitive. But I mean, at 6-30, they're probably just like punting out the season at this point. So it doesn't make
yeah.
sense for them. With the Wizards, yeah, could be in the same spot, but like at least you got a future in the
You got
immediate
some
term.
excitement coming up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All righty. Yeah. That's it for us, guys. We're just getting back in the swing of things. So bear with us. New year, new stuff coming with the podcast to be excited about. You can follow us on our Instagram channel at
yep.
amon.a.mission and our YouTube channel where we upload our full length videos.
Yep.
Diego, great catching up, man. Everybody,
Yeah.
take it easy. We'll see you next week. And until then. See you later.
See ya.